This Money Monday, we are talking about financial considerations for taking care of loved ones with special needs. And our go-to guy for everything money related, of course, is Kyle Wingfield, the owner of Finley Alexander Wealth Management. How are you?
I'm doing well, and how are you?
I'm doing well too. I'm happy to have you here. We know that April is a good time to be talking about this topic since it is National Autism Awareness Month. And, a couple of episodes before, a couple of segments before, we talked to you about the issue of having too many wills. And Aretha Franklin was actually one of those where when she passed, all of these wills started coming up, at least two. But now we're hearing, and again, not to pick on her, but her situation is something that we can all find ourselves in, and that is the fact that she has no financial plan in place to care for her son who has special needs. And I'm wondering, A, how this happens, and B, how can we avoid it as people that are not even on Aretha's level when it comes to our finances?
Yeah, so to your point, Elsa, how does this happen? I think it goes to what's the value of having a really good guide, financial guide, someone in your life to kind of bring up those areas that you may not see that you're vulnerable in. In this case, in Aretha's case, and so many other families' cases, when you have a special needs child, I mean, when you get that info, when you find out they have a special need, it's okay. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then I think sometimes we just push off getting that legal documentation in place to make sure that, one, our estate and our money's taken care of even in the event we're not here, and then two, we tend to not forget about that child, but we're so caught up in life and taking care of them while we're alive.
Yes, the day-to-day.
Right, day-to-day.
The day-to-day takes a lot, and I know that this is, a very complicated and serious situation. What can parents do in the middle of that day-to-day to make sure that their child is going to be okay in the event that they do pass?
Great question, and here's the deal. A will doesn't cover what they need to do. A will is a start, but let's assume you had, in this example, a couple of more children. You pass away, the will divides up the assets accordingly. Now, while you were alive, that special needs child was probably receiving some kind of disability insurance from the state, and that was covering them and helping you take care of them. Now you're gone. Those assets they received, their portion of it could exclude them from receiving additional help or the disability insurance from the state, number one. Number two, what happens if you don't name someone to be a guardian for them once you're gone? They could potentially become a ward of the state. Now, you know what? Listen, the state's already overloaded. It's not that they don't want to take care of your children. They don't want to do the best that they can do. They're just overloaded. And ask yourself, do you really trust that they're going to love your child the way you would if you were here?
Oh, I think that gives us all pause as parents. You just want to make sure that your kid is always doing okay, whether you're around or not. So let's remind people how they can get that peace of mind in order to get their affairs in order. What do they do?
So a place you can go to finleyalexander.com. I just put out an estate planning guide that you can read. And more importantly, if you do have a special needs child, if you know someone that you care about that has a special needs child, it's time to talk about a special needs trust and understand what that is. And again, all this fancy jargon, it's not difficult. Just find someone that can walk you through what you need to make sure what you want to happen will happen.
That's what I love about Finley Alexander, is that you just tell them what you're trying to do and they'll figure out a way, because we don't know it. You know it. You guys are the experts. Thank you so much for being with us. Really appreciate it. And we'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.